A recent story came out in Bellflower, California about one woman at the local DMV. We'll send it over to reporter Emily Decker in California to get the whole story.
Thank you, Calvin. I'm here at the DMV in Bellflower, California, waiting to speak to the DMV workers. But while I'm waiting, I'll ask these people a few questions. Excuse me, ma'am, what are you here for?
I'm here for my driver's test.
How long have you been waiting?
Like, hours. My appointment was at 3 and now it's almost 5.
Why do you think it's taking so long?
I don't know. The DMV is always overcrowded.
Well, I hope you get to take your test soon. Well, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to speak with any of the workers today. We'll go back to Calvin for some more information on why this woman had to wait so long. Calvin?
Thank you, Emily. When we did some research about why institutions such as the DMV are so poorly run, we realized that Republicans do not give money to these types of programs. When I tried to speak to Republican candidate Drew Gajeda on why he doesn't plan on giving money to help the people, he would not listen to what I had to say. We at Room 31 News believe this is because I am Asian.
Thank you, Calvin and Emily. Now on to our next story.
In other news, some retirees depend on Social Security to make it. A sweet 72-year-old widow that is now on fixed income relies on her Social Security to survive. Here is a reporter to tell us more.
Thank you, Calvin. I'm here with Ellen, a retired city worker who is struggling to keep the heat on in her Colorado home. She has to make the difficult decision to either keep the heat on in her home or buy groceries due to the cut in her Social Security. How much has your check been cut and how has that affected you?
My check has been cut by $100 and it's overwhelming. I live in Colorado and it gets to about 30 degrees outside at night. After my first check, I decided to buy groceries instead of paying my heat bill. It was extremely cold that night. It was 28 degrees. That night was hard.
Is there anyone that could help you through this situation?
No, my son is currently unemployed and I knew that if he had $100 to give me every month, he would, but he just doesn't have it.
I'm sorry for this devastating loss in income. Maybe we will get someone in leadership that will help. Now, back to Calvin in the studio.
What a devastating story.
Now to Candace Hallen to do an interview on tax.
So, what are you going to do about the economy's taxes?
Well, I know firsthand for the taxes, we're not going to have a flat rate or an 8.5 percentage on taxes, but we're going to plan and see what we're going to do for our economy.
Here's Candace with a story on taxes and how Grajeda wants to change the nation.
It is shown by a recent poll today. Grajeda posted this graph stating his 8.5% flat tax, which the nation is going to hold him to. The misunderstood concept by many is that raising taxes on income is a bad thing, which is what Cousineau wants to do in order to make college funding more affordable. But we don't pay a flat tax. We pay income taxes on a marginal rate, the rate paid on the last dollar made. Depending on the amount made, only a bracketed portion of that amount is taxed at the higher rate. So, why are we worried about Cousineau's plan? He has a plan to make America better. We should start worrying about Grajeda and what he is going to do to actually fix the nation's economy more reasonably. Back to you, Calvin.
Here's Calvin with a sick woman. Over to you, Calvin.
It's a nice lady, and we're going to discuss healthcare. What do you feel about the new healthcare plans?
Well, I'm super sick and I can't afford it.
That was a gripping story. Now, with more news on the healthcare plans, the government spends roughly 14% of the GNP, which is the gross national income, on healthcare, and it's more than any other capitalist country. However, there are still 40 million uninsured individuals who can't afford it because of the healthcare premiums. In a recent study by Professors David Himmelstein and Steffi Woodhandler, it has been concluded that over 100,000 people have died simply because they cannot afford to go to the doctors. Furthermore, a study conducted by Vicente Navarro, a professor at Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, it says that individuals who are lower class have a 2.4 times more chance to die of heart disease than upper class individuals. The Democratic plan is to provide affordable health care for all who need it. What is more virtuous than saving human lives at the expense of a multi-millionaire's spare change? Once again, thanks for watching.
This is Room 19 News. Thanks for watching.